I'm eating the same thing again. It's a pretty hefty lunch, to be completely honest with you. After this, yes, those are like my 3 daily trainers, but otherwise I would be having some cereal. I'm really excited for this lock-in clock. That's what I'm calling it. It's not a chest clock, it's a lock-in clock, because we're locked in. Alright, today we're gonna do a full day of eating. I have a pretty huge day on, so I have a 4-hour ride and then I'm gonna get a lift in this afternoon. So the day is going to be pretty hectic. I'm gonna eat a lot. So that is the plan. It is currently Wednesday, the 4th of Feb. So I'm gonna get into some breakfast, fueling for the ride, and then come back, fuel back up again, and then head off to the gym later on in the day. That's about it. So as always, I'll start the morning off with a coffee, and then I normally would have cereal, but I don't have a lot of milk, and I also don't think I could stomach like a massive bowl of cereal, so I'm just gonna have a whole bunch of pieces of bread with butter on it, because that just feels like probably the easiest and best option to get some quick carbs in. Bit of an interesting one today, as I have a midweek long ride, like a 4-hour midweek long ride. Luckily there's no efforts today, it's just like an easy zone 2, so I'm probably just going to pick a route where I can just go out, turn around and come back, ideally no stops, and that's it. And apart from maybe like some pee breaks, because I have plenty of them. But yeah, it's gonna be a big day, but it's hopefully no intensity. This afternoon I want to do upper body, a bit of rehab in my arms. So that's the plan. I have no idea how much butter I put on this, but it just makes it taste a little bit better. Slightly today, I'm going to try and put 400 grams of carbs all in one bottle, and then take an extra maybe 100 grams of carbs with me in a little bag, just because I don't think I will need to drink as much water today, as it's going to be pretty cool, and so I think I'm going to be able to get away with having just like 2 water bottles instead of normally 1. This bottle's going to be pretty dense, but I think that should be fine. I think the most I've put in before is 250, and this is going to be 400. I think the carb mix goes up to here. Okay, I've actually ran out of this flavour, which is terrible because it's out of stock online, and I can't get any more of it. And this is like my favourite flavour, apart from the unflavoured mix. But yeah, now I have to resort to orange and lime, which I don't really like. The strawberry kiwi one is the best flavour. So if you get yourself your hands on one of those ones, it's your lucky day. Alright, we are about to head off. It's 8:30, so I'm going to be out until 12:30. 500 grams of carbs. Just put sunscreen on. About 2 hours in. What's that? Yeah, 2 hours in, about 60 Ks. Just kind of hanging out. They're not going super quick, about 30 Ks an hour, but yeah, just getting it done. I've listened to about 2 podcasts, and yeah, that's it. That's like the only thing that's getting me through at the moment. It's just hanging out and taking in the scenery. It's pretty pretty nice out here where I currently am. Super, just like, super scenic. Yeah, bunch of cows and horses and whatnot, so I shout at them occasionally every time I ride past. It was a bit of a chaotic ride. I did 3 hours and like 53 minutes total moving time. I have no idea what my elapsed time was, but I did 120 k's, so pretty much spot on. And as I was coming in to the host, into the apartment, to like into the foyer to whatever, go up the elevator, this delivery guy was at the door, and I was like, hold on. I was like, I got an Amazon delivery, and so I was like, I asked him, I was like, what number are you? He was like, 40. I'm like, oh, I just doxed myself. But you're never gonna guess what it is, actually. So I'll leave you now to guess in the comments on what I could possibly be getting delivered from Amazon. Now you've had time to think and put your answers in the comments section. Bam. Chess clock. You're gonna be like, why the fuck does he need a chess clock? I don't play chess either. It's for lock-in time. So, whenever I want to lock in, of course it doesn't come with fucking batteries. I'm gonna have to go buy batteries. Whenever I want to lock in, I set a time and I'm like, cool, I like lock in, oh, I gotta go take a shit, I gotta scroll on Instagram, off, on, off. If that doesn't make sense, I'll explain it in another video once I get batteries. Anyway, done, 120 Ks. Now we eat. I'm about to absolutely fucking, I gotta stop swearing. I really gotta stop swearing. I'm about to eat a lot. So what I do normally, as soon as I get home, before I even like hop in the shower, let me move this. As soon as I get home, I go, cool, what I want to eat, I normally go like straight away making some rice, or if I have like any leftovers, I'll normally eat that, but for this situation, quickly throw myself some rice in the rice cooker, because that means while I'm in the shower, it's cooking. So doing two things at once. And I cook some, normally I chuck some chicken breast in the air fryer as well, but I got some beef mince now, so I'll do that. I'll have that with my lunch. I think there's also an avocado here, so I'll have an avocado as well. I'll have some beef mince, some rice, some cheese. Yeah, and I've also got some more leftover stuff in there. Anyway, I'm really excited for this lock-in clock. That's what I'm calling it. It's not a chess clock, it's a lock-in clock, because we're locked in. Made myself some lunch. It's a pretty, I can't see myself. Alright, made myself some lunch. It's a pretty hefty lunch, to be completely honest with you. I've just chucked, so it's pretty dense. We don't have any big bowls in our apartment, so I've just been eating out of like meal prep bowls. So cheese, rice, half an avocado, beef mince. I think there's probably like 2 cups of raw rice in here, like the volume, I guess. So it's quite a lot of rice. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I definitely should have gotten the ride done like a little bit earlier. I definitely could have done the ride earlier in the day, as now this is kind of turning into like my lunch, almost even like late lunch. But I have massive portion sizes, I've realized. Like at dinner, sometimes I may only eat like 3 or 4 times a day, but this is like one of my meals, and then I'll have snacks. Like check this out. Like I will have probably these cookies later, because I'll get hungry I'll probably also maybe have some more like rice and mince if I feel like it. But yeah, I have pretty big portion sizes, and so plus snacks, and so by the time it gets to the end of the day, normally I'm like, it doesn't feel like I've eaten a lot, but I definitely have eaten a lot. I want to talk about like what I get up to outside of when I'm not training. I like to think I'm like a big advocate. I can't really see me. I like to think I'm a big advocate for like when it's time to train, it's time to train, and when it's time to like switch off, it's time to switch off. And so when I'm not training, or at least when I'm eating, like since I eat by myself a lot of the time, I will sit here and like just eat, and I'll just completely veg out for like half an hour and watch YouTube. I'm also gonna have these cookies. I just finished up my actual lunch. Now we need these. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I'm doing a Q&A on my Instagram, so I figured I might as well also do the Q&A here on YouTube and answer like a couple of questions. So I'll go into that after this. I think some people are going to be like, why are you eating cookies? Like, that's really unhealthy and fat, and they're fatty foods or whatever. Like, look, I would agree with you, but also they're just cookies. Like, they're just a bit of extra calories at the end of the day, or a bit of some extra carbs, which is sometimes what you need, or sometimes what your body needs. Like, yeah, sure, I would say try and fuel to the best you can with like healthy food, but at the end of the day, like, there's nothing wrong with having pizza or ice cream because you've had a big day or you've done something. Like, for example, whenever I have a big weekend of training, I'm not eating like clean foods that whole time. I'm having like lots of cookies, lots of sweets, and then I'll probably end off the night with like a pizza or like ice cream as well, like all the time. Like I could not tell you the amount of times where I will do a big weekend like Saturday, Sunday, and then on Sunday night I'll have like a whole tub of ice cream and a whole pizza to myself. And that's just the way it is. Like, I really don't like the idea of restricting myself from foods as well, because it's not, like, that's not healthy. Anyway, I'm not a huge talking guy. I don't really like talking too much about food and what you should or shouldn't eat, because it's not my place. But I will just talk from my own experience and what I actually do. I've got a couple of the best ones front of mind, so I'll quickly go into them now. Some of the most common ones were like, what are your favorite shoes, or like, what is the best trainer shoes that you use? And my answer to that is my favorite shoes that I have been using for everyday training has been the Asics Mega Blasts, easy runs / like daily trainer, and then also the New Balance, what are these? New Balance Rebel 4s, I think, like they're easy, cushiony running shoes. I'm pretty sure that's the right name of them, but that's the ones I use. Pretty often it'll be the New Balance pair, because they look way fresher than the Asics, but sometimes I just go with the Asics because these have got a huge stack height. So they're my two go-to daily trainers. And then when I do some speed work or like a track session, I'll use the On shoes, the Cloud Boom Strikes. These are pretty solid. They're pretty snappy, and they also are quite broad as well, which is what I like. As I've had some trouble before with other shoes where they don't feel very like broad or like under your foot when you're running fast. For example, these are my girlfriend's, but the Asics, I haven't loved running in the Asics speed shoes, but then I also love running in their easy run shoes. So I just switch it up with brands on that standpoint. Same thing again with like, you know, Asics. I sometimes run in the, what are these? The Sonic Blasts, the Asics Sonic Blast, as like a bit of a, maybe like an upbeat, faster long run, or maybe even like a tempo shoe. Yeah, so there's like my 3 daily trainers, 2 pairs of Asics, New Balance, and then track. And then my race shoes, I don't have them here, but the race shoes that I run in are New Balance, and it's the Fuel Cell Elite, I'm pretty sure. And I love them. I did my whole Ironman in them. And yeah, I did the marathon in my Ironman in them, and I loved them. They were awesome. I did 1 training run in them and I felt like amazing. So I think I'm going to be switching over to New Balance with race shoes. Other than that, it's just like gym shoes. You may or may not have seen Rad. I like training in the Rad 1 shoes. They're just all white. They're just a bit fresh, and also they're pretty flat. Super dirty, but they're just flat. I just kind of like the idea of a flat shoe or slightly elevated, but like mainly like a hard sole, really. And then whenever I'm squatting, which hasn't been a lot recently, has been the Nike Romeros, because these are solid as, because my ankle mobility is terrible, so I much prefer to squat in them. Oh, I'm sure everyone has seen it, but I'm always walking around in Crocs because I don't enjoy walking around in shoes and thongs. I don't love thongs. One of the really good ones were, how have you improved your cycling, or what do you think has been like the most, I guess you could say like the biggest levers to improve your cycling? And what I would say is getting an indoor trainer has been huge, and then also having friends that are really kind of in the cycling game. That makes sense. So for me, it's my mate Hamish, but he's up in Newcastle, so it's kind of back and forth online through social media. But then obviously when we meet up, I ask lots of questions, and ask lots of questions online as well. But yeah, having friends that like cycle a lot is game changing as well. You just get lots of information off them. Then having the indoor trainer is huge as well, because it's always like a specific intensity or workout that you can do while you're on the trainer. You're not just gonna hop on the trainer and do like, I don't know, a 4-hour easy ride. I mean, you can, but it'd be pretty grim. But normally, you know, you hop on there to do like an hour, 2-hour session, and it's like this kind of it's always like structured. Kind of like if you're running on a treadmill or running around a track. That's how I see it. The other one was supplements. I'm really not awesome at taking supplements. I'm gonna be so real. I try my best to take. No, I mean I've slacked off so much recently. Like I know I should be taking creatine, and I also know that I should be taking like magnesium before bed, because those are like kind of proven, or at least creatine is like 100% proven. You get so many benefits, but I suck at taking creatine. Just like I'm really inconsistent with it. And I also hate the flavor, so that's definitely on me. But I've got like flavored creatine from Raw. I don't know if other brands do it, but that's what I've been trying to do. On top of that, it's just the stuff you probably have already seen, which is like the Raw Replenish, which is just like sodium. So after a big session, like today after a big bike ride, I'll have, you know, a scoop of Raw Replenish. And then obviously I'm always having like raw fuel for my endurance rides and stuff like that. But as I was saying on Instagram as well, I don't normally have protein, but I do have protein in the kitchen with me in case of like I get back from a session and then I gotta get up and go again. It's just a lot easier kind of on the move. Like for example, it's harder to meal prep something and then continue going. Like I find protein's much easier to have. Say I get home from a session and Ruby and I are going out for dinner, or I'm pretty hungry all the time, so I will eat something before we go out to dinner. I have a meal before we go out to eat again. Anyway, basically I'll have like 2 scoops of protein powder while I'm on the go. I just find it's way easier, and also raw actually has really good flavors. Like I'm normally not a big fan of protein powders because they always taste terrible. But I've been loving like their flavors. Yeah. I've been loving their flavors, especially the cinnamon crunch. You can't see it, but the cinnamon flavor is actually amazing. So I have that all the time. But that's a little bit of a side tangent from the full day of eating. I have already eaten one whole cookie since lunch, so I'll have this other cookie now. One of the other questions was, do I eat intuitively or do I like track? And basically, yeah, I just eat intuitively. Like today, I would be really interested to know how much I'm gonna burn, but my Garmin says I'm gonna burn about 5,000. I reckon once I go to the gym, I'll bump it up to about 5.5. But yeah, I'll probably eat like 5,000 or 6,000 calories today, maybe more. I'll do the math later today and figure it out, but I just eat completely intuitively. I know the way I track it is not through calories, but kind of a regular way, like irregular timings or dates of when I weigh myself. Like for example, I'll weigh myself maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, and then like I've been doing that for probably almost 2 years. I have like a note on my phone, and every now and then I weigh myself, I put the weight into the phone, and then from there I just look back and I can see like, oh, I weighed 83 kilos a year ago. Okay, I weigh 82 now. Like I haven't weighed myself this week, but I pretty much just go off that. Like if I was to weigh myself one day and I'm 79, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, I've definitely like undereaten for a period of time here. I would like to get back up to, you know, probably 80 kilos or 82 kilos, which is like a comfortable weight for me, or like a happy weight for me. I like to have a little bit of, on me as I see more from an injury prevention perspective, as it is good to have. You don't want to be like super lean. I don't know how some people do it. Like really lean isn't necessarily good for you. I don't have time to go into it now, but you can do your own research. But no, I just I eat intuitively is basically what I was saying. So yeah, that's it really. I don't like the idea of tracking calories. As I did it for, I think I did it for like a year or two, and and it was good, but then also I then realized once I actually like let go of tracking calories and trying to know everything, I then ate intuitively to the point where I never gained or lost weight. And so I was like, oh, I'm fine then. Like me, if I'm hungry, I'll eat. If I'm not hungry, I won't eat. And that's worked for me for the past 2 years now. And I haven't, you know, I don't feel like I've lost anything or gained anything. So I'm just happy to continue just eating intuitively. No. I'm sure people were expecting like a way more exciting full day of eating, but I'm sorry, I'm eating the same thing again. I'm having beef mince and rice. It's probably about a cup of rice and 100 grams of beef mince. I'll probably eat this and still be hungry, so then I'll have a snack of some sort in just a second. But yeah, it's gonna be super bland, super boring full day of eating. It's just fuel to me, so I hate to say that I'm not a big flavour guy, as my flavour is cheese and whatever that Japanese mayo is that you get from Costco. Alright, now I'm having cheese and butter on toast or on some bread. I'm really hungry, so I figured this was the next best thing. We have no snacks here, it's really sad, and I'm also all out of milk, and I don't want to walk to the shops to get milk, but otherwise I would be having some cereal. Maybe I'll do that later. Alright, I currently am in the process of finishing up the video, like the full day of eating Q&A video. So if you've made it to the end, thank you for watching all the way to the end. But yeah, I'm just in the process of editing it now. On the day, I was actually planning on going to the gym, but then lots of things just kind of came up, and then we also had a family dinner that night. So the full day of eating kind of got a little bit off track, but at the same time, that's normally like what happens in these situations, as you know, not every day goes to plan. So I just wanted to obviously keep the day going and keep showing what I was eating, even though it was not necessarily the most refined structure that I normally have. But in the process of editing this, I thought it was a good time to bring up, this is honestly what I've been eating fairly often for the past couple of days. So pretty much all it is beef mince, potato, and then rice. That's pretty much it. Just a whole lot of carbs. Look, on the day, if I didn't go and have dinner with Ruby's family, I probably would have ended up having this. Yeah, anyway, just want to say thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video. And leave some other questions, as maybe in the next video I'll touch on again on some just random Q&A stuff.